AED is on the other side of that wall.
Hopkinton High Athletic Director Dan Meserve was running the clock for a freshman game against Lebanon on Friday, when during that game, the opposing coach got his attention.
And later he said, "I need your trainer. We have a medical emergency."
At the end of the visiting bench sat 15-year-old Chris Roberge, clearly struggling to breathe.
My first thought was he was choking, and then as we were holding him on the bench so he didn't fall off, it was clear he stopped breathing. His eyes kind of rolled back and he stopped breathing.
It was at that moment Dan and several others realized that what they did next would determine the survival of a 15-year-old boy in cardiac arrest. And without panic or hesitation, Dan says everyone just seemed to know what to do.
Somebody was holding the kid's head and saying, "Breathe, breathe." Somebody else was giving the kid rescue breaths. Someone else had gotten the AED from the cafeteria, which is right nearby. Somebody else had cut the kid's shirt off. Someone was on the phone with 911.
Dan himself was doing chest compressions, remembering a tip from a CPR refresher course just last year.
We always asked, "How fast do you go?" And the instructor would say, "You want to do it to the beat of staying alive." And as I'm pumping on this kid's chest, I'm actually singing out loud to him, staying alive, dun, 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 trying to keep that beat going.
Well, that beat also returned to the chest of the 15-year-old boy, and arriving paramedics took it from there. But it really sunk in the next day for Dan when he received an email from the principal of Lebanon High, telling him that the boy is going to be okay.
The only feeling I've had like that is when my kids were born. You know, it was the same kind of feeling, like, oh, thank God.
In Hopkinton, Josh McKelvin, WMUR News 9.